You are listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast, a podcast by diehard fans for fans. Mark covers all things Penn State football and the Pittsburgh Steelers, as well as anything related to the sports and fitness world. Tune in weekly to listen to a couple of dedicated fans talk about these topics without filters. Thank you for listening to the Mark Lesko Podcast.
All right, everybody, welcome back into another episode of the Mark Lesko Podcast, joined by Jerrod Miller once again. Talk the World Series and Penn State football. Jerrod, how you doing?
Doing great, bud. It is spooky night. It's happy Halloween, everybody. Really great to be here.
Happy Halloween. I went trick-or-treating tonight. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah? Who'd you go as?
Yeah. I didn't go as anybody because I dressed up before, went as Marty McFly. That's my hoverboard back there. It's part of the background. And tonight it was like cold, so I was with, I didn't dress up. They were dressed up.
Where we live, I mean, I think the wind gusts were like 30, 40 miles an hour. It was crazy.
Yeah. It was windy and it was cold.
No witches are flying on their broomsticks tonight.
Probably not. Well, they still are. But, yeah, man, it's cool. Like, it's been a long time since I went actual trick-or-treating. And
well, as it should be. I mean, that was 30 years ago for me.
Yeah, so it's a fun thing to do. And you remember there's a lot of nice people out there that are willing to give candy away and stuff like that. And especially if you have little kids with you, it's more fun.
Yeah, my nephews, they dress up every year, and they always have because there's two of them, they're always like a duo, a theme, Batman and Robin and Mario and Yoshi. Like, they've done that many times.
Yeah. So we're going to talk the World Series. It's going on right now, which
yes, sir.
I'm not a baseball guy. Jerrod covers the Pirates. And, I'm hoping the Blue Jays win because the Dodgers are like the evil empire. But then again, the Dodgers are the American team, and Toronto's literally Canada. So
you're rooting for the
By the way, on the stream, that Corona ad, is that like actually on the dirt, or do they just have that there on the TV?
That might just be on the TV. I don't have it on the TV right now. I just have it through my app right now.
It must be, because you would think that would have dirt kicked on it and stuff, or it would be messed up. But yeah, so anyway, it's the Dodgers and the Blue Jays. I wanted to do a episode about it. Again, I'm not a baseball guy. I'll watch the Pirates, and I would definitely watch them if they were good, but they're not. So, what do you think? First of all, what do you think about the World Series right now? It's LA's up right now. They could tie it.
Yep.
And take it into a Game 7, right?
Yes, sir. That's it.
Or the Dodgers.
World Series, yes.
Or the Dodgers could win and extend it to a Game 7. Where's Game 7 at?
It'll be in Toronto. Yeah, the story.
One thing that's annoying.
What's that?
When they show these Dodgers games, and someone mentioned that too, they keep showing celebrities there. Like, anyone cares about that. Anybody with a brain should not care about any celebrities being there.
Well, if they show Magic Johnson all the time for the Dodgers, dude, there's a reason for that, because he's one of the owners of the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. So that makes sense to me. Everybody else, yeah, that's complete nonsense. Yes, it is, Murray. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you? I'm eating some of my candy that I got.
Yeah.
got a whatchamacallit bar, full size.
Very nice.
What do you think about? What do you think about this series right now?
Well, but you're talking about the most expensive team in baseball going up against the fifth most expensive team in baseball. It's a very rich series this year. Last year was the richest series. Yankees and Dodgers last year. This year it's Dodgers and Blue Jays. A sea of blue. We're in two different countries. We have Canada versus the Americans. And there's a lot of different countries on both sides. They represent all over the world, man. I don't think people understand how like international baseball truly is. Like they talk about soccer and they talk basketball. Everybody is all from different parts of life. I mean, baseball, dude, I think there is just as much of a stake in it in the United States as it is in Canada, as of course in the Venezuela, Cuba, the Dominican, all of the Hispanic cities and countries. And then you got Japan and China. Like there's so many different parts of the world that are linked to these teams right now. And I mean, if you look right now at the Toronto lineup, George Springer, and you got Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Bo Bichette, Alejandro Kirk. I mean, I'm just naming the big names that everybody knows. And then you have, these guys, they're about as good as it's going to get. I mean, Vlad is having his career year, and he's having a career postseason right now. He is
batting. By the way, Jerrod, Vladimir Guerrero, they're pulling him up on the TV right now.
Yes.
He's my favorite baseball player of all time. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you knew that.
Vladimir Guerrero.
But he's my favorite baseball player of all time.
Senior. Yeah. You love growing up with Vladimir Guerrero. Yeah.
I used to have a poster of him in my
Angels. Weren't they he was the part of the only World Series win in 2002. Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I used to have his poster in my room. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Those were the good times. I remember.
I just liked him, man. I just liked the way he carried himself. You know.
Yep, and his son's doing just that too. He's absolutely one of the more prolific guys in all of baseball, and rightfully so. He's having a career postseason. You can't 412, dude. A batting average. That's insane. You can't get much better than that. 500, you're hitting 2 out of 4 every time. So the fact that you're 412, you're doing absolutely everything right, man. I cannot say enough good things about what this guy is going through. But, of course, with the other side of things, with the Dodgers, you have Shohei, Will Smith, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Mac Muncy, and Edman. I mean, Teoscar Hernandez. Dude, the Dodgers, they spend the most money. They get the best people. This is what baseball has really been always since the Yankees. Like, Yankees have always had this kind of lineup, and their payroll's always been something spectacular, and now it's the Dodgers. And it's California, dude. I mean, Hollywood, everybody likes to go there. So you're talking about as many big names going back again. I don't remember if it was the early 2000s since the last time a team has repeated. I can't remember the last time that you've had a back-to-back World Series win. And the fact that they are going to try to force Game 7, it's all or nothing, of course. I mean, you can't have bigger situations with the pitching situation if they get to Game 7 and Shohei Ohtani comes out of the bullpen, dude, and they win it again. Again, the thing about this, dude, and I hate to say this, I'm not saying that I want to do this, but there is a reason as to why I want the Dodgers to win. There's a reason why I want the Dodgers to win. One reason and one reason only is because it's going to force the entire major league to force a salary cap system when they go into a lockout. That is the only reason why I'm forcing the Dodgers to win.
Murray just said that who's the best player needs a salary cap parity would be nice. Yeah, 100%, because that would help teams like the Pirates. I mean, it's the NFL, man. Like, they would never let this happen where the Pirates are awful for decades. I mean, the Browns are awful, but it's not because of a salary cap. They're terrible.
They're terrible.
Always have been. It's just poorly run.
Yep.
And the Pirates are poorly run too, but there should be a salary cap so that, there needs to be more, because we could have like a Paul Skeens and like a who plays for the Phillies?
Bryce Harper.
Like, we could have like 2 or 3 good players on our team if there was a salary cap, and it would make it a little more even.
Yep.
Now that doesn't mean that, like, there's teams in the NFL that have more money than other teams. I mean, it is what it is, but there's a salary cap, so it makes it more even. There's no reason that the Pirates should be in the position they are as long as they are. The ownership is horrendous, but that shouldn't hurt the fan base and the players, because the ownership is an absolute clown show. So there should be a salary cap, like Murray said. But real quick, Jerrod, the only game I think I ever went to, well, I went to a Phillies game when I was a little kid, and I think who was the one Phillies guy? He's an announcer now, big guy, had the mullet.
Oh God, I know who you're talking about, and I'm blanking on that name too. Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't think it's Eric something. It's not. No, it's not.
Murray will know probably.
Yes, I know.
He had the mullet.
John
Kruk. So John
okay.
Kruk. Yeah, thanks, Murray. So John Kruk, I was at a Phillies game when I was younger. I don't remember it at all. I remember the only thing I do remember. I don't remember the game, but I remember they had the turf.
Yep.
Field.
Yep.
And then I went to a Pirates game when I was younger, and the final score was 2-1. They lost, and it was 3 home runs. Like that was how they scored. 3 solo home runs, lost 2-1. And I don't remember who was on that team, but the best player I ever saw, I never really been to baseball games. So, like, I've been to a lot of curve games, but I don't remember who. I think the one Pirates player that was really good that came from the curve, I can't remember his name.
Say it again.
The one curve player that came from the one Pirates player had a long career. He came from the curve. Who was it?
Was it Kutch? Kutch was in the curve.
No,
Andrew McCutcheon?
Corey Geiger would have it in his book. But no, it was like, I don't know. This is like 2000s, like early 2000s.
No, I don't think it would be Kendall. I think Kendall was in the 90s, so I don't think it would.
I think it was a white guy.
Was it Jason Bay?
It might have been. Jason Bay played for
Jason
the
Bay
curve.
went on to be a really great player for the Red Sox when they won the World Series. Yeah.
From the curve.
Yes, maybe Freddie Sanchez. Freddie Sanchez was also in the curve, and I think he went to the Giants in the late 2000s. He won a World Series with them.
It must have been Jason Bay. I don't know.
Yeah,
but he played for the curve, and I think I saw him play a few times.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, so, that's the best player I've seen. Who's the best player you've seen play?
But, again, I'm so happy he asked this question because, dude, I have been to right now, I can say it's been about 15 games at PNC Park since 2012. So for the past, that's 13 years now, seeing every team that is in the Central. The only team I haven't seen yet in the Central is the Brewers. I've seen the Reds in person. I've seen the Cardinals in person. I've seen the Cubs in person. I've seen the Padres. I've seen the Mets. I have seen the Yankees. And I've also seen the Indians at the time. Now they're the Guardians. And the Diamondbacks. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so of everybody that I've seen, I've never seen Barry Bonds in person. No, I think my brother did, actually. I know he went to baseball games at Three River Stadium when he was a little kid. I think it was like a Little League thing that they used to do every year. And he went and saw Pirates play in the early 90s, and he can remember seeing Barry Bonds in person. I'm like, you. Of course, I can't say that. But the greatest player I've ever seen, it's a toss-up. It's really between Aroldis Chapman and Aaron Judge. Seeing these two men in person is on another level. Like, you are in the presence of icons when they are going out there and doing things you've never seen before. That's
by the way, why did they get rid of Aroldis Chapman, man? He was a freak.
Yes, because, dude, they're just cheap. Like, plain and simple. Like, that's just what they want to do. They'll never, ever play or pay for big players. When they signed him to that $10.5 million deal for a year, I couldn't believe it. I thought that was the greatest pickup we ever had. Probably in the Ben Sherrington era, the 6 years we've been dealing with such mediocre picking and guys who we traded for, like everything, like anything you talk about with bringing guys in. And Chapman, dude, the dude can still hit 105 miles an hour. Watching that in person, it's like you might as well see the ball just hiss. Like you can see smoke coming from that ball, guy. It's amazing. Like watching him pitch, like as soon as the ball is released from his hands, it's already in the glove. I mean, you literally have to like really watch to see that ball go up by at 104, 105 miles an hour. Just so sick. But seeing Judge, that building of a man, oh my goodness, just I've never seen anything so like stoic. Like his stature is what everything is about. You watch him just kick the dirt off his cleats, go up to the batter's box and just stand there. And it's just like, God, you're a freaking monument. I mean, it's amazing. Like these players, when you see them come into a place like PNC, dude, it's a privilege. This is really what it's all about. We are the best host of any opposing team that comes in. Like that's really what it has become. Like Pittsburgh is just a great place for you to come and play ball, and we'll let you win. We're so gracious like that. And that was so amazing. That at the time, when I saw them in the Yankees, that was 2022, O'Neal Cruz was still playing shortstop. Aaron Judge got on second base. And I think it's the only time in his career where Aaron Judge actually had to look around O'Neal Cruz because he was as tall as he was. I don't think Aaron Judge ever had to do that when he was on second or being a part of like the base path. And he just like Cruz, he actually was as tall as him and freakishly big. I mean, but he's so like large. It's not the fact that he's built like a freaking tight end, dude. Like he's so massive on top of how tall he is. I remember when we had Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, when he came from the Blue Jays to the Pirates, he was once a Yankee. He actually was on the Yankees that game when I went and saw them. And him and Judge came off the field, dude. It is literally they're walking like this. It was like Rocky and Bullwinkle. It was like that much of a difference in height. Yeah, to me, that was probably the greatest player I've ever seen in person.
Okay. Yeah, it's like for example, LeBron James, he is a freak of an athlete. He's 6'8", like 250. It's unbelievable how good some of these athletes are. And when you see these pro athletes in person and do what they do, it's unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably, those are good examples. I mean, Aaron Judge he's huge. But yeah, what do you think of the series, man? I mean, I earlier you were saying about, they'll force the salary cap if they do win. So, what do you think about this right now?
Right now, in terms of a series, dude, it's fantastic. I mean, in the very first game, I think the Blue Jays won 11-4, something like that. Like they just went nuts. It was about as good a statement as you're going to make, and that was in Toronto at the time. And I believe the next night they lost. The Dodgers won 5-1 at Toronto, so the Blue Jays lost at home in the second game. And I want to say his first name, but I know it's Yamamoto. I think it's oh gosh, I want to say his name.
Yeah.
I want to say it. It's coming up. It's loading. Yoshinobu Yamamoto played a complete game. Absolutely remarkable. I mean, it's like they said, one of the first times since Oral Hershiser in 1988. That's almost 40 years ago, that a Dodger pitcher pitched back-to-back complete games. He did one in the NLCS, and then he did one in the World Series. Back-to-back complete game performances. And he's pitching tonight. It's 3-1. He's only given up one run. I don't know if he's still pitching, but yeah, the dude is like insane. He's Shohei Ohtani in the next level. Like he's definitely on par with him. Dodgers, again, it doesn't matter what they touch. It's complete gold. They'll show up. They always do. This is really what you expect from a team like the Dodgers, who get all the big players because they spend the big bucks. That's really what it all comes down to. And then in the third game, I want to say who won. I think the Dodgers came home and they won that game, and I can't remember the exact score, but they went up 2-1. And then the Toronto Blue Jays took game 4 to tie it up. And then they won the last night's game, which just shocked me, something awful. I think they beat in game 4, they beat Ohtani in Los Angeles. Like Shohei Ohtani does not lose at home. He always shows up, and he's never actually been, I don't know if he's been beaten at home, but he is a tough one to beat at home. So yeah, this lineup for the Blue Jays, dude, is just showing up between Springer and Vladdy and Bo. It's just They're tremendous hitters. Canada, that's their only market. Like they have the entire scope. Did you know that they have the highest ratings in the history of the game? Do you know why? Because there's only one team in Canada. The entire country of Canada supports the Toronto Blue Jays. Like California is a big area, but the entire country of Canada, I mean, good gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
what is it about Toronto that's helping them keep up, man? Because they are not I would never think that Toronto Blue Jays would be able to keep up with the Dodgers. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
but like the fact that there are 4 games in Toronto, I think helps them. Like that's how the World Series is structured. I think they had the better record over the Dodgers. So how it works is games 1 and 2 are played by the team that has the best record, which is Toronto. And then games 3, 4, and 5 go to Los Angeles. And then they come back 6 and 7 for Toronto if it needs to. And it has. So, yeah, the fan base, I think, traveled well. I think I saw in the game they had last night. Or Wednesday, whenever it was. The Blue Jays were showing up in Dodger Stadium. I saw a lot of cheering and celebrating in the crowds at Dodgers. It was quiet as it can be, but you can't hear faintly the "Let's Go Blue Jays" chants here and there in the innings. So they got a great fan base, dude. Again, you have the entire country. There's no way you can't say you don't have a fan base because if, what's the furthest? Like Alberta, and then you go all the way to like Quebec. Like the whole entire country of Canada supports the Blue Jays, man. So I think that helps them a little bit. Especially like when you have these games they're coming back for in game 6 and 7, it could very well be the difference maker as to who wins the World Series. But yeah, I'm not saying the Dodgers don't have a great fan base, but it's like, again, you talk about the celebrities, and again, it's California, it's Hollywood, and it's more about the names. Like, do you watch it because you want to watch the game of baseball, or are you just doing that because you're the fan base that has the richest team? Yeah, it's always about that. So yeah, it's always about what fan base shows up, and again, it's these guys just have a collection of very good hitters. I mean, Vlad Jr. is just finally hitting his stride. Alejandro Kirk, do you know who this guy is?
No.
He's the catcher for the Toronto Blue Jays, dude. I think he stands at 5'6".
Wow. The catcher.
And he's 260. I think he's really big. He is
You say Kirk?
Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah, he's up to bat right now.
Yes, he is like 5'6". Do you see how big he is? Do you see him at the plate, dude? I mean, he looks like a freaking high school kid.
He's a stubby little guy.
Yes, and he can hit a ball as far as you want. He has a great home run numbers. He has collectively some of the best like minor league numbers in the history of minor league numbers, and he's up in the majors now for the past 5 years, a little after COVID. He has just been the most consistent hitter and catcher in the entire game. That's really what it stems from, bud. These players that come to Toronto, yeah, they know they have the freedom to like have the entire country to just like do what they need to do. That's really what this stems from, man. I mean, it's a pretty cool matchup. I'm not going to lie. When I saw that was the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, it's like, yeah, these guys have a lot of good names. I like that they have the momentum, but yeah, it's been a fascinating World Series, and I don't think it hasn't been anything less than what it was last year when it was the biggest matchup you can get with the Dodgers and the Yankees. And the year before that, it was the Diamondbacks and the Rangers. I will never forget that World Series, dude. I think they said that average of 7 million viewers saw that World Series every game. This year, I think they're seeing like 12 or 14. Like it's almost doubled. Like they said it was like the worst World Series in terms of numbers, but that's what I want to see, dude. I want to see teams like the Diamondbacks and the Rangers actually make it all the way. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, so you're looking at two teams that have a lot of money, and again, they have the fan bases. Yeah, this is one of the more popular World Series as you can ask for, and it's a pretty fantastic one to see so far. So if you're watching it, it's great.
So, the last time the Pirates were in serious post-game contention, I was a month old.
2015.
Well, like deep, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah, 92,
they won a game.
Yeah.
I was a month old, and I am 33 years old. So literally, this time, 33 years ago, I was a month old. The Pirates were in the ALCS. I'm sorry, not the World Series. The ALCS almost made the World Series. All right. Barry Bonds was on that team. That's when Dion was going between baseball and football. That's the last time that the Pirates were legit. And I have a question for you. Back then, did we have money or did we just have good players? Like, what was the deal then? Because we were one game away from the World Series. So
yes, Doug Drayback was a great pitcher at the time. I think the scope of the MLB, it was slowly morphing into like the multi-million-dollar system that it was. Like, there were several guys that were getting big numbers. Like, I think the biggest one at the time was like Ryan Sandberg back in the late 80s, early 90s. He had like a 3-year, $10 million contract or something. Like, it was like, it's like child's play compared to what it is now. There's been several guys who had that type of setup. And baseball was slowly making the transition between that and the interleague and wild card play. They didn't have that before. Okay. We didn't have wild cards before 92. Like, if you were the best team, you basically had like 4 teams that made the playoffs back then. And then you had the championship game. And then you went to the World Series. It was a lot condensed. So you really, really had to have your stuff. And let me tell you, dude, you know what that really was all about? It was a guy by the name. I just lost his name. Gosh darn it. Jim Leland, my friend.
Yep.
A little guy by the name of Jim Leland.
Well, that's another thing. They had a legit skipper. They had Dusty Baker, man. They had Jim Leland. I mean, my God. They had freaking Barry Bonds. We said this, but and the kid that gave up the pitch. The kid that gave up the pitch against whoever it was.
Yep.
What was his name?
Oh,
the one that gave up the winning run.
Yes, I know the guy for the Braves. Oh God.
So Stan Belinda gave up the pitch. He was from State College.
Yes.
I know a guy that played with him, and like, dude, he lives like on a ranch somewhere in the middle of nowhere. But he gave up the pitch for that game. But we had a good skipper. We had pretty good management. We had good players. I mean, Barry Bonds, I believe, was a rookie. And
no. Barry Bonds was in the league for like 7 years prior to 92.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was in for a while.
By the way, guys, we have memberships now and super chats and stuff. So for those of you guys, and it's not, I'm going to talk to everybody that comes on here, but it's just for more like people that want to be members. We'll have like a private live stream once a week, stuff like that. So it's a way to support us. But yeah, it's certainly not something you guys need to do. I'm going to talk to every one of you. So, but yeah, Jerrod. So, do you think the Dodgers will win and you want them to win?
Yes, I do want the Dodgers to win again, just because, again, it puts more pressure on MLB itself to get that salary cap pushed. Because if the more the Dodgers win, dude, the more this proves that the richest teams will always be the teams that win and always get to the World Series, always get to the big game. Teams like, and not just us, but I'm just trying to think of like, other low-end teams like Kansas City, again, like the Diamondbacks. Like, I know they have a decent payroll, but I mean, I'm trying to think of like teams that are like the Rockies, like, let's see, the other team, I'm trying to think that the Marlins, like the teams that haven't done it for such a long time, like it needs to be better and fair for everybody. Because again, we're talking about like 5 or 6 super teams that will always be in the conversation all the time. Like, again, it's like Ohio State and Alabama. It's Yankees and the Dodgers. You always have to have these teams included because they always have the bigger reputation and the bigger payrolls.
Right.
So,
okay.
It would be nice if there were other teams invited to the dance.
Yeah. Okay. Did you finish your thought earlier about the Pirates?
About what was the change? Like,
yeah, I mean, like back that you left off at Jim Leland.
Right, but I'm saying like that was one of the biggest factors. Back in the day, your skipper was going to get you ready. You would watch videos of Jim Leland talk to his guys, and it was kind of a Joe Paterno thing. He pulled them down. He would give you a lot of crap if you didn't do anything right. There was a lot of kind of like you had to earn things back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying we don't do it now, but there wasn't a whole lot of revenue sharing. There wasn't a whole lot of endorsement. I mean, that was still a big thing, but it wasn't the most relied on thing that everyone has now. Like, there's how many different venues and revenues and directions you can make money. Back then, it was like you either played or you didn't get paid. That's just really what has been always the mindset of baseball. And I feel like owners always compensate you for what you do. And again, I don't think the team, the Dodgers or the Pirates have ever had an issue wanting to give money, but it's certainly the thing where they would rather make their money through trades. And again, this has been kind of the standard in Pittsburgh for about 25, 30 years. So yeah. We're looking at what has changed in the scope of things where, yeah, everybody makes more money and you have two options. You either pay players or you just make money giving guys away. And what is it? We gave up Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, went back up to Toronto. Dude, he's in the World Series. Yeah. Tyler Glasnow was a former Pirate. We traded him away to the Rays. The Rays made the World Series, and then he got traded to the Dodgers. Now he's in the World Series again. Like, you're looking at how many different Pirates have, like, scattered all over the, baseball world, and somehow they're always a part of the World Series teams in some way, shape, or form, or they're in the playoffs. There were a lot of Pirates in the playoffs this year. There's like 4 or 5 guys from the former Pirates that are now in the World Series right now. It's just kind of what we're used to. It's been the same song and dance for a very long time. And this owner just refuses to be competitive. He refuses to change his ways. We are just stuck in this absolute, like, inconsistent system where we're just constantly just giving away players. We don't want to ever look good. I mean, we tried one time, which was last year when we got Chapman, when we got Rowdy Tellez. And naturally, we had a coach in Derek Shelton. Oh, my goodness. And if you don't know the news, I was going to break it on the one episode I'm making for the Pirates in a couple of days, that Derek Shelton is now going to be the head coach for the Minnesota Twins.
Manager,
I cannot believe that man found another job in baseball as a head coach. I could not, or a manager. I could not believe it, dude. Could not believe that. He has one of the worst records in all of baseball in terms of being a manager. And somehow Minnesota is just like, you guys had something going. Like, we're going to model after that. We're going to have you come in. Meanwhile, Minnesota just gave up everybody. They don't have any talent now. Minnesota has maybe 2 guys. Everybody else has been, like, traded away and gone. So now he is going to be the manager of kind of the Pirates of the North. Like, it's unbelievable how some teams are allowed to function the way they do. It's just unbelievable, dude. Like, these teams that want to be champions and have the fan bases, they stay relevant. But these teams that would rather sell things off and not really try, they don't have anybody to root for them. Like, it's almost like they want to be irrelevant and they want to go away. And all they want to have left is 8 teams, so that way everyone will watch, because all of these guys go to these teams all the time anyway. And a salary cap will stop that. A salary cap will stop these rich teams from allowing only 8 or 10 teams to make the playoffs all the time. Everyone will have a chance to make the playoffs when this gets put in.
Right. Yeah. I mean, the thing is, man, like, there absolutely needs to be a salary cap. And like you said the other night, those post-game episodes, Penn State, Steelers, whatever it is, when they lose and they play absolutely atrociously, you came on, you were emotional, upset, and you got a lot of views, and that's good.
Thank you, guys.
The Pirates, man, the fan base doesn't deserve it. The Penn State fan base does not deserve this absolute pathetic quitting on his team dumpster fire of a season orchestrated by the clown himself, James Franklin. Mike Tomlin does not deserve this fan base. He does not appreciate this fan base.
No.
The Pirates, they do not deserve this team. The Penguins, man, no matter what, year in, year out, that they're going to give their all, man. That is a well-run, in my opinion, that is a well-run organization. Thank you, David. You're always putting super chats up, man. So the fan base, man, the fan base deserves so much better. So I guess the only way we can get there is if we get a salary cap. And the ownership is absolutely horrendous. I mean, the Yankees, man, like, I'm talking to a Yankees fan the other day. He said that Steinbrenner's son is just all about the money, that's sad. That's sad because it's the Yankees. That is an iconic franchise. That is an iconic club.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, it's like, obviously the military is different, but like, if you're a Marine, you're always a Marine. You never retire. You're always a Marine. You're a Penn State football player. You're always a Penn State football player. You're a Yankee. You're always a Yankee. It's just one of those. It's one of those clubs that's like iconic, and their ownership is not good either. And that's sad because old man Steinbrenner, dude, he would never ever put up with some of this stuff. They're still very good, man, but Steinbrenner would never put up with this. And I think he would like a guy like Aaron Judge. I think Aaron Judge is fine. But they just, it's just one of those things with baseball, man, and the Pirates, like, they deserve so much better, and they don't get it. And they probably never will unless there's serious changes made. I mean, like, a guy like who's the one guy we have, the 6'8" dude, long hair. He's a freak, man.
O'Neal Cruz.
Yeah, you got O'Neal Cruz. You got Paul Skeens, man. You got some. Like, O'Neal Cruz should be a generational talent. He is so athletic, and it's like they've had good talent and they just can't make the most of it, and they don't care. Like, they're just trying to make money, and it's total BS. I mean, I don't like. At least James Franklin seemed to try. You know what I mean? Like, he quit on his team because he's a clown, but at least he seemed to try, man. He gave his heart and soul to Penn State. You'll never see that from Pirates management. Like Mike Tomlin, another guy, absolute clown. Okay, like, he was just. I don't get it, man. Like, the fan base deserves better. I mean, it's pathetic. It's honestly, like, Penn State football does not deserve this right now. No one does. that town relies so much on the success of the football team. And that's what you get. Thank God they fired Franklin because that had to happen.
Yes.
But
well,
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Well, dude, like, so the subject with the World Series with the Dodgers and the Blue Jays, dude, the thing that you're mentioning about all the teams we just talked about with the Pirates and the Steelers and the Nittany Lions and, all teams, fan bases don't deserve this. Let us really shed some light on something. The difference between the Dodgers and the Blue Jays tonight and what we are talking about right now with all these fan bases is that the Dodgers and the Blue Jays fan base is faithful in the sense, like, no matter what, they're going to support those guys no matter what. Honestly, the entire place could catch on fire. They will try to put it out with the water in their cups. Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I'm talking about. I am not saying, this is not where I'm going with this. I'm not saying that the Pirates and the Steelers and the Nittany Lions wouldn't do that. But I am simply saying their fan bases, a lot of our fan bases come on and act as if we are the greatest thing when we never prove it. I'm sorry to say it like that, but until we win a national championship, until we win another Super Bowl, until we win a World Series, I said that, and I tried not to laugh, but I'm saying we cannot say anything positive and or make it sound like we know that they are good if they're not showing it. And again, that's not like that they can't do it. Yeah. It's just between fan base, or it's just between coaching and play performance. Someone's going to mess up at some point. Like that, that's the thing that just blows my mind. Like the Dodgers and the Toronto Blue Jays, when they're good, they're fantastic. Now, they have down years, but it's just like they're always proving it when they're good. So it's like even when we were good, dude, we weren't proving it. Like, I love knowing that my teams have talent. I love knowing that the Nittany Lions are fantastic. But do they win national championships? No. And we act as if we deserve the respect that a national championship deserves. We haven't won it. We have to win it in order for us to have this way of thinking. Like the Dodgers. The Dodgers know that they could get a World Series. They can afford one. And when they're good, they do win one. That's what my point is.
Yeah, you make a good point, man. Like until you have to treat them and judge the team based on their performance, and that's how I've always been with Penn State. Like when they played Nevada, I said, "My God, you had 4 field goals against Nevada. Are you kidding me right now?" And 2 of them were on the goal line. I'm like, we are going to suck. This is going to be another team.
Yep.
And and then again, the second game, for the love of God, 10-0 at halftime against FIU. I'm like, dude, we are screwed.
Yep.
And then the third game, we don't run up the score until the end of like the third quarter. I'm like, dude, this is insane. Everything they said about this team, and this is how they're doing. And then they lose to Oregon. Bro, losing to Oregon at home in the whiteout, that should never happen. And then it ends with another interception at the end. And then they lose to UCLA. I mean, after Oregon, I was like, we need to fire Franklin right now. Yep. This is absolutely pathetic. And then they lost to UCLA, which, again, people said, that's never going to happen. We're not going to lose to them. You're just trolling. And then we lose. And I'm like, well, it's almost like, I might know what I'm talking about, sometimes. And then I said, we could lose to Northwestern. People were like, that's not happening. And then they did. I'm like, I told you, the only 3 wins we have are against the high school teams we played this year. I mean, it's insane. So, man, it's like the Pirates, like the fans are so loyal, like you just said with the other team, the Dodgers, but they have a reason to be loyal. Like, is that like, am I hitting your point here? You know,
kind of, but I'm saying like people like the thing I love about Pirates fans, when you walk into a Pirate fan, they just be like, so what do you think of the team this year? They're going to suck. Like, we're so real. Like, that's just what it is. Like, losing makes you very, very realistic. And the expectations, like, if something were to happen, we would just be like the happiest people on the face of the earth. Like, we are just trying to find any which way to like find success. And again, we're dealing with ownership and management that just doesn't want to be something bigger than what they are. Like, they just want to be enough to exist, to make a payroll, to make a paycheck. Like, they would rather make their money that way, and they save their money that way. People talk about, oh, they don't spend enough money. No, they're saving money. There's where it's really relying on. And also, you talk about trying to find any kind of winning culture and, you know, guys like Paul Skeens to build around. Like, if you can't do that with a guy like Paul Skeens, you're never going to. Like, that's the reality that it is. And with Penn State, this, again, I have been a fan of this university my whole life because, again, I grew up with it. You know, my mom worked there. We just had the culture in the household. We just knew everyone. We always wanted to root for them. We had a lineup every year. We always go into the expectation thinking they're going to do something spectacular. But in the end, dude, I always bring this up. Like, I constantly use this as analysis, and it's a perfectly good one for this particular season. You know, people can talk about winning. You know, it's almost like dating, okay? If you have winning seasons, that means you're dating, okay? If you go to the playoffs, that means you're in a relationship. If you win a national championship, you're doing the deed every other day, and you're getting married, and you're having kids. Like, I mean, you're making the whole relationship, like, cycle. Dude, all we're doing is dating. We have not scored in 37, 38, 39 years. Like, I'm just saying, dude, think about that. Like, that's the last time that we had, you know, any fun.
Yeah.
That's just really what it comes down to. So it's like, yes, we always have a winning record. And yes, we're always trying to make something happen with what we bring in. But again, dude, if all you're doing is dating and you're not actually getting into a relationship, you can't really say that you're the man on campus. You can't say it.
All right, Jerrod, real quick.
Yeah.
Just give me a second here. Hold your thought.
Yeah.
Irish Prestige. The battle between Notre Dame's little brothers is tomorrow. Go Irish. We are the standard of excellence. The best in PA go to Notre Dame. Irish Prestige, you are one of the most clueless morons I've ever seen comment on here. Your fan base is an absolute embarrassment. You are a clown. Your profile picture is so stupid. Seriously. You guys lost. You guys beat us. And then you went and lost to Ohio State. Okay, you got dominated. All right? You are an absolute clown. And I only bring this up because so many people have asked me to block you, and I'm blocking you because you are a clown. So, goodbye. God, man. Notre Dame fan base is, dude, I feel bad for them, man. Like I said, they're like the little kid that you play on you play your little cousin in Madden, Thanksgiving Day, and they beat you. And you're like, all right, man, you got lucky. But you hear about it for a whole year about how they beat you in Madden. And you're like, okay, dude, if we play again, like, I'm going to smoke you. All right. Like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, you can't take them seriously. Like, that's Notre Dame, dude, bro. Notre Dame is absolutely unreal. But yeah, I've had a few people reach out to me and be like, dude, Irish Prestige, like, there's something wrong with him. And yeah, there definitely is. But I banned him. So you're welcome.
Very nice.
Bye-bye, neutered lame. He's an itchy rash. Bro, he's so weird, man. Like, shut up, dude. Like, I don't know. There's he's either like 12 or there's something like wrong with him. Like, I thought he was just like a young kid or something. I don't know. But
we can't all be kings and princesses on here. Sometimes the peasants and the jesters will come out. I mean, that's just what it is.
So, Jerrod, being that he got rejected from Notre Dame. He said that like 5 times to me. Like, Okay, why are you telling us that? We're like, we don't even like you. Why are you telling us that? That's something more we can make fun of you for. But being that the Pirates probably never make the World Series in my lifetime, my children's lifetime, my grandchildren's lifetime. I mean,
I want to see them.
So so to add to your point, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like, the Pirates are just such a. So you think the Dodgers win? You want them to win?
Yes.
All right. Toronto just got on base. How do the Pirates get to the point where they are able to go to the World Series? Don't say what, Murray.
Okay. So this is pretty straightforward. It's actually, there is actually a way to do it. There is. So what we did in the 2013, 14, and 15 years, we went to the playoffs. We were getting all of these misfit toy cast-offs, and they came to Pittsburgh and they were the best versions of themselves. I'm not saying it's the best formula, but you can bring in guys who are 30, 32, 34, and still milk the last ounces of baseball that they've got and actually make a run. Now, also, what they need to stop doing, they need to stop paying analytics and number guys to run their operation. Like, they're doing things that are based off of statistics. And as much as you want that for any part of like your sporting world, like, you do need those numbers, but they basically use it as a crutch. If something doesn't go right, our analytics were off, or the analytics were showing it, but it didn't happen. There's this other thing that they created called XWOBA, which is like things that should happen, but it could not happen because of like bad luck. Like, it's a weird statistic, and it's like, now you have scapegoats. Like, that's the thing. Like, you talk about Mike Tomlin and him using his coaching staff as scapegoats. It's like, it's him. It's that guy. And they just have these people in their staff to know that's like, well, if something doesn't go right, we go blame that guy. That's really what it comes down to, dude. If the Pirates would just stop with the reasons why they won't work. And again, this year alone, you saw a drop-off with O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, and even Nick Gonzalez a little bit. Like, Spencer Horwitz, their first baseman they acquired from the Guardians, he's the best thing that they got. That's probably the best that Ben Cherington's ever done in terms of picking up a hitter. He's done great at picking up pitchers, but in terms of hitters, Spencer Horwitz is the only one. So you have in your system right now O'Neal Cruz, Brian Reynolds, Nick Gonzalez, Spencer Horwitz. That's 4 guys. And they can all be 250, 260 hitters, and that would be enough. That truly would be. If you can then go out and get 2-3 players that can do the same exact thing, that can hit 250, 260. Dude, a great hitter can hit 280, 290. And I'm asking you to bring in guys that can hit 250. Just 1 out of 4. I don't think that's asking too much. Like, just bring in more than what the lineup is. I always tell people in baseball, when you have the rotation at 5, if you can get 3 of your pitchers to give you good numbers, you'll win 3 out of 5 games. That's a winning record. You have your lineup, 9 guys in the lineup. If you give me 5 guys that can get you runs, that's a 500 record. So that's all you need, dude. 3 pitchers, 5 guys, 5 hitters. For goodness sake, bring in 8 players that can do that. I mean, it's not rocket science. Baseball has been around for almost 200 years. And the structure of it has not changed. The diamond's still the diamond. The positions are still the positions. It's not that difficult to figure out. That's really what it's going to come to, bud. If they stop being so analytical and just get back to talking about the game and having the positions just show up. If you can give me guys in the infield that just play defense. They don't have to be the greatest hitters. They just have to play their positions really, really well. You know, Jerrod Triolo didn't have great numbers last year offensively, but he was he was a Gold Glove nominee. He was great at third base. He was great wherever they put him. Spencer Horowitz was great. Tommy Pham, the guy they picked up from, I think he was with the Padres at the time. I don't remember where he came from, but now Tommy Pham's in that organization. He's 37 years old. He's a year younger or two younger than I am. And he was giving us really great numbers, and he became a Gold Glove nominee. Dude, it's not difficult. These players can play. And now that they have Don Kelly as their manager, he is coming back next year. I really like this guy. This might be the thing that gets them a little bit into the next level as well. This dude is young, but he is a really, really good baseball mind. He is a fantastic guy that was in their bench coaching, and he was promoted to the manager when Derek Shelton got fired. Don Kelly's a dude. He's a baseball dude. Everybody likes playing for the guy. You can get a guy like, I'm not saying he's the next Jim Leland, but I'm saying he could very well be. This is what you need to look for. Little things like this will make a team galvanize. They'll come together, and really that's what it comes down to. But it's going to be now or never next year because, like I said, the lockout's coming in 2027. It's inevitable. There's no way they're getting around this. They're going to shut it all down. They're going to try to infiltrate the salary cap system. But if you were to be the team that were to try to do something before the lockout hits, I mean, I would very much be voting for that. But again, a lot of things have to go our way. No injuries, no going backwards. It all has to pretty much go into play, bud. And it's up to them. It can't be up to nothing. It has to be up to the players that they have in the system, because again, we know they're not going to go and pick up players this offseason. It's been almost a month since the regular season's over. I haven't heard the one name I brought up in my one episode was that Robertson guy. It's like this random dude that is like 27 years old from the White Sox, and we picked him up. He's in our minor league system. Okay. It's like the guy's not going to be the savior to make anything happen. So who knows, dude? It's a lot to digest. And again, we still have a full off season before the spring training starts, but I think that's the best thing I could come up with.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like, you can't even really get that upset about the fire. I know you do, but you can't even get that upset because it's it's just an absolute train wreck of a franchise. So, yeah, but yeah, I understand why you want the Dodgers to win. I get that, because then it will force the salary cap. I mean, because look at the Blue Jays, man. You said they have the 5th highest. Yeah. I mean, and they're actually good, but yes, they need a what's the what do you call it? What's the commissioner's name?
Oh, Rob Manfred.
Yeah, dude, he's a clown. From changing the Cleveland Indians name to keeping the All-Star game out of, what was it, Florida or Georgia, because of a political thing. I'm like, dude, you suck. Seriously. But he's just, they need a salary cap, but he's like he's kind of like Adam Silverman, man. He's just kind of like Jim Rome calls him ears. Yeah. Adam Silverman.
He is a bald-headed man with 2 ears. Yes, he is.
But yeah, when when your organization is pretty left and run like that, like the NBA, then you have people betting on games. It's like, imagine that stuff would happen. But Jerrod, let's get your thoughts on Ohio State. You weren't able to come on for our pregame show. I had my dad on for the pregame show.
He did great. I watched it. It was great.
Yeah, and he said that Ohio State should be nervous, which I agree with. It's Penn State at the end of the day. That doesn't mean, we're going to win or Ohio State isn't much better than us or whatever. But there was a lot of Ohio State fans, of course, because most of them are bandwagon fans. Most of them know literally nothing about football. They know nothing. They're just spoiled. And I'm not saying all Ohio State fans are horrendous as fans, but I haven't met any that aren't.
Yep.
So, of course, their small brains could not comprehend the fact that it was actually a compliment to say that being nervous is a compliment because that means you respect every team you play. That's what makes them elite. But, of course, the fan base, they're so clueless and so small-brained that they cannot even remotely comprehend and listen to a full clip and understand what we're saying. But that's Ohio State fans. They literally, again, their chant is OHIO. Half of them don't even know. Half of them have to have that four-letter word finished by someone else because they don't know how to spell it. And half of them, this comes from some Ohio State fans themselves. Most Ohio State fans, I guess, don't have their GED. So that makes sense. I mean,
can they spell
don't even
that
know.
without someone finishing it for them?
They can't even. Yeah, right. They can't even spell GED. So that is a requirement to get a GED, is that you have to be able to spell GED. So, of course, they've been talking crap all week, and I don't even care anymore. Like, whether we win or not, I want them to win. I'll be over the moon if we do. I'll probably end up breaking something, whether it be a table, a chair, or one of my bones if we win. But I'll be on here for the post game anyway. So what do you think about the Ohio State game? Obviously, the fans are it's an absolute clown show, that fan base. But what do you think besides that? Like, I've never heard one good thing about that fan base. Never.
No, I haven't heard one myself, bud. So do you know the lineup for the Ohio State Buckeyes? Do you know the quarterback? Do you know wide receivers? Anything like that?
Yeah.
Do you know? Give me some names, because I know
All right.
Dan Weddle.
So Julian's saying he's their quarterback. He's a 5-star guy. They've done what a normal head coach that has half of his brain cells still left does, and that's build his offense around his quarterback.
Okay.
So when you have a coach like James Franklin, who literally knows nothing about football, you don't do that. But Ohio State did. So Julian's saying it's not the best quarterback in the world, but they tailor their offense to him. He can throw the deep ball. They have 2 first-round receivers, Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith. They don't have much of a run game. Their leading running back, his name is Bo Jackson. So you have that. And then their defense is pretty good. I mean, their defense is very good. But, again, they're unproven. Their strength of schedule is very weak, especially with our game. Now it's even weaker. Yep. Same with Oregon, same with Indiana. Their fan base is very weak. And then I think it's A&M. They have the strongest strength of schedule. But they haven't played anybody. But they have Caleb Downs. He hasn't really been over the top good, but he's probably the best safety in college football.
Yep.
So they have like good players across. They have 2 or 3 of the best players in college football on their team. That doesn't mean we can't win. It's just one of those things where we can win. I mean, I would not be surprised if we won, but I would also be very, very happy. So, yeah. So go ahead, Jerrod.
Okay.
That answer your question?
Yep. Yeah, they did. Very much. Thank you. So from what I'm hearing is the Ohio State Buckeyes do everything they can to just win. They don't do anything flashy. They don't do anything spectacular. They don't have a big win, as you say. And Ryan Day is just a guy who basically has Brock Purdy, in the NFL. Like, he's with the San Francisco 49ers. Like, Sam is Purdy.
He's better than that. He's better.
Okay. I'm just, that's what, because it sounds like
Ryan Day's a cornball.
Okay.
He's such a cornball. Murray York, you're an Ohio State fan? I'm not trashing that, man. They started it. I mean, how can you not trash their fan base? Dude, there's no reason to have any respect for their fan base. I respect the program. Don't penalize them because the team do not pan out. What? All right, go ahead, Jerrod.
No, but so this is not some grand, like, here we come, like, oh my goodness, I'm going to, say we're going to have the greatest moment in the history of the game. The only reason I would say that is because, again, if there's one thing that the gamblers love is when you have everything for the one side, and then you can find some way to, like, make it happen for the other team, and then the other team wins and you lose all your money. Like, that's the only reason why I would say I'm picking Penn State to win the game this weekend. That's the only reason, because everyone would be picking Ohio State to beat the snot out of us, and then somehow we win, and it makes everyone lose a lot of money. Like, the line is 20.5, if I saw that correctly.
It's down to 18.5 now, I guess.
Okay. So 18.5.
Yeah,
okay.
dude, they're not being beat by 3 touchdowns. Like, I just don't think that's happening.
So in Ohio State, noon game, the thing that we have that is our strengths for Penn State is naturally Katron Allen, Ryan Barker, and I mean, you want to throw maybe an offensive player like oh man, I'm trying my
I want
darndest.
Kobe Howard. I want Kobe Howard, the young guy, to get some receptions, get some time. I mean, that's absolutely pathetic that he's not playing. But again, that's a James Franklin-led team. Absolutely clueless football. So,
yep. I mean, we have a lot of talent on our team, like we do, and our coaches just refuse to put them in the schemes that make them successful. But if Jim Knowles has a prayer of having anything being executed correctly, because Ohio State will expose it because they know the guy's system pretty much back and forth, like, what is he going to all of a sudden just pull out some magic play or some other playbook just for Ohio State just so we can win that game? Like, dude,
Kodonek is going to lose the game, man, because he is so bad.
Dude, I mean, we're talking about a team that hasn't won a Big Ten game yet. We're talking about us who lost to 0-4 at UCLA at the time. We're talking about a team that when we went into Iowa, we had all the momentum because we kept pushing and pushing, but we could not stop anything when it mattered. Like, all the schemes that you can think of for the defense, it was like Swiss cheese, like they constantly talk about with Pittsburgh. Like, it's a kind of a similarity. The whole defense just has holes in it, man. It's just all you can do is just find ways to get around and do something great. Like, but you say that we can't lose by 3 touchdowns. I would be shocked if we were stopped with 3 touchdowns. I would be shocked. I would be very shocked, bud.
Wait, you're saying you'd be shocked if we lose by less than 3?
No, I would be shocked if we actually kept it within 3 touchdowns.
Okay, so you think we'll get smoked, like, totally?
I'm not saying smoked, but I'm certainly saying, like, it's definitely going to be in that neighborhood of, like, the gap. Yeah, I would definitely say they're going to cover the spread. Like, just, again, based on the play calling that we put out, based on, like, the inconsistencies that we don't show. And, ultimately it's just in Ohio State. And this is the last time we play them for what, 3 years, 2-3 years. So it's like, we're going to be left with a bitter taste in our mouth.
Murray, thanks a lot, man.
Yes. Thank you. Wow. That's awesome. But ultimately what you're talking about is the narrative that we had gone from this to that. Like, dude, it still feels like a complete blur. Like, I still cannot believe what I'm witnessing from Penn State.
It's. I mean, again, Jerrod, like it's like with the Steelers, again, what happens when the left takes over your team? Bro, Mike Tomlin, anything is possible. Okay. Yep. James Franklin, you knew anything was possible. I knew for a fact this could happen. So it's not surprising, but it's still, for him to crash and burn this bad, it's surprising. It is, man. Like, how do you mess up something that bad? But go ahead.
No, but I mean, like, dude, so what you have going into this game is every reason for Penn State to upset. You do. Like everything is going everybody's way for Ohio State. I'm just saying it should be that way. But this season has just been one disappointment after another. Just completely. Like there's been not one thing in this whole season where we went into a game going, I'm going to feel good about after this game. Even again, when we were winning with our freaking minor league teams we were playing before the season started, we still didn't feel good about them. You shouldn't have.
Well,
like there's nothing about this season that has shown you that anybody can be competent. Anything can feel good. Like there's just nothing about what we do is being set up for success. Nothing. Like,
Jerrod, here's the thing, man. Like one thing you got to keep in mind, not to cut you off, but one thing you got to keep in mind is that we have a real coach now and we have a good quarterback. So, you know what I mean? Like, and we lost by 1 to Iowa on the road after an absolute train wreck of a week. You know what I mean? So we don't have James Franklin. We know that absolute certainty, death taxes and James Franklin screwing things up. We know that's done. And Drew Aller, absolutely horrendous as a quarterback. I love the kid. I wish him the best, but he was horrible. Did not have it from the neck up. That's no longer a thing. So, you got to consider that. Now, I get it. We haven't beat anybody except for our first 3 cupcake teams, which is so bad.
Yes.
But
but let me tell you right now. Let me tell you this right now. If Terry Smith beats Ohio State, dude, he's not leaving Penn State. I mean, he may not be the head coach, but he'll basically be taped to either Urban Meyer or Brian Hartline. Is that he? Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm saying he'll be glued. He'll be taped to that man.
I think he'll come in. And whoever comes in will be like, you're staying. Especially Brian Hartline, man. I don't think there's any way you would not keep him.
I'm just saying he's a Penn State guy. He has been with them for a long time. He graduated from Penn State. They want that type of energy somewhere in that coaching staff. I totally understand that. So what I'm saying, okay, how can they win? Okay, so finding ways and how they're going to pull this off. So the defense is going to have a minimum of 3 turnovers from Sid or whoever drops the ball from the running game. Somehow they're going to have to get 3 turnovers, okay? And they're all, and I'm going to tell you this, all of them have to be within 30 yards of Ohio State. Like Ohio State's going to start their drive on the 25 or 30. We have to get the ball turned over at that point. Have very, very small field. And it's like, well, if you can't freaking make it happen on 30 yards of field, I don't know how else you're going to freaking score. I'm just saying you cannot have long drives. You're not doing that against Ohio State and Ohio State. So if you're talking about pulling this game off and winning, minimum 3. And you have to score every time. I don't care if it's a field goal. I don't care if it's a touchdown. You need to get points off that. 2 of them have to be touchdowns. Okay, 1 can be a field goal. But they all have to be scoring drives within the 30 yards.
So I'm just saying, I picked Ohio State winning 28-14. So how do you think the score plays out? Yeah, go for it. Dude, we have
from what I'm saying, dude.
And here's another thing, Jerrod. We have nothing to lose, man. That's why Ohio State should be nervous. We have nothing to lose.
True. Okay. Yes.
But Murray York, you're an Ohio State fan, and you're on a Penn State podcast the night before the game during Halloween. Mad respect, man. And you gave us a donation. Thank you.
Yes, man. I very much appreciate it. These are the good people. These are.
Absolutely.
You can trash talk. You can go back and forth with them. In the end, you still nod your head at the guy.
Yep. Yeah. Murray York is the first Ohio State fan I've ever interacted with. That was actually nice. Well, he's the second one. A girl I dated went to Ohio, or is from Columbus, played soccer in college. She didn't go to Ohio State, but she's another one. Thanks, nice. Murray.
Yes,
yes,
sir.
they do.
Absolutely. But no, so my realistic score, dude, 38-10.
38-10. All right.
Realistically. Now, again, let's play the crazy, once in a million.
Jerrod's being realistic.
I'm just saying, you're telling me there's a chance Lloyd Christmas moment. You're looking at, again, the 3 turnovers need to happen, and they all have to be scores. 2 of them have to be touchdowns. 1 can be a field goal. So that's 17 points from them, all from the turnovers. You have to have 1 successful drive in terms of scoring a touchdown drive. So if you have to start, down at the 30 or 25, all the way down the field, score a touchdown, so that's 24 points. And you have to give Barker at least 2 field goals. At least.
So you're talking turnovers by us or by them?
By us. We have to get the turnovers. Like, we have to force, the defense has to get interceptions or fumbles, whatever. 3 turnovers.
Well, that's another thing, Jerrod. Like, we could have some turnovers, so
we could. We're going to. We're probably going to have 2 ourselves. I'll say a minimum of 2 turnovers in this game from Penn State. But no, so like, you're hearing my scoring. So 17 points from turnovers, 1 successful touchdown run from whoever. K-Tron can go for another 80, 85-yard running. I don't care. That could be a great touchdown moment. And then Barker has to kick at least 2 field goals. So if Penn State's going to pull off this miracle, and what was that? The Tennessee miracle from 2000, whatever it was.
Who?
I forget the Super Bowl, like the Tennessee Titans game.
Oh, the miracle in the Meadowlands? No, the miracle. Yeah,
whatever that was called. Like, you want to talk about the moments that's going to happen. Like, we're talking about a final score of 27-30. That's what's going to have to achieve. If Penn State's pulling this win off, but it's going to be something of that nature. It's high scoring.
Music City Miracle.
There it is. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. Throw the ball downfield. Exactly. That's exactly what they need to do. They do not have a vertical passing game. It is absolutely pathetic that they do not have a vertical passing game. It is absolutely pathetic. Now, if it works tomorrow, do it. But we're not throwing 3-4 deep ball interceptions tomorrow, because if that happens, I'm probably going to break, again, either an object or a bone. Something's going to be broken by the time I'm done watching the game. So, because Ohio State makes me so mad, man, because their fan base, except for Murray and the girl I know, absolutely horrendous most of the time. You know what I mean? So but then again, it's not the fan base, man. Like, I get it. Like, they talk crap. They always beat us, but it's like, I want to beat Ohio State.
Right, but throwing the ball downfield, is that a player performance problem or is that coaching? Like, what causes that to be the problem?
Yeah, it's coaching, 100%. I mean, look at Ryan Day, man. He has like an 85% win percentage. You know how crazy that is?
That is insane.
Again, I hate Ohio State, but I respect them totally.
Right.
And when I said they should be nervous, I mean that as a compliment, because it's Ohio State, man. All right? That's why they're elite. That's why they're the best, because they prepare for every team.
Well, dude, again, I feel like they may not ever play to win, but they never play to lose.
No.
That's really the mentality, I think.
That's what Franklin did his whole career.
Yeah, he played to win, and of course, that doesn't mean you're going to.
No, he never played to win. He played not to lose. That's how he always coached, always. Because he's just Urban Meyer was better. Well, Urban Meyer is on another level, man. No one dude. If you told me who would you want, Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, I want Urban Meyer.
Right.
Honestly, that's who I want. So Urban Meyer is the man. He's just I love the guy. I know he's had some questionable history and whatnot, but yeah, he's the man.
Right.
So realistically, you think that okay, so break it down again, Jerrod. Sorry. 27-30 is how we would win, but what would have to happen? You're saying we have to score points. We have to score some touchdowns. That's how we're going to win. Yeah, he's got baggage for sure.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Yeah, dude, I'm saying, but again, we're not doing that. We're not scoring 30 points on – we're going to go 5 successful runs, and we're going to have almost 400, 500 total yardage from our passing and our running. We're not going to have K-Tron Allen run 250 yards on Ohio State's defense. No, bud. We have to be very, very lucky with turnovers. Again, minimum 3, minimum 2 touchdowns, and a field goal from those turnovers. You cannot, and again, they will have to be in the 30-yard line. They cannot expect that to happen via just going down the field and doing something spectacular. Grockenmeyer, again, he can have the greatest day of his life. And what would that be? maybe 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. That would be his career day if he does it against Ohio State. But I'm saying those turnovers turn into points. One successful drive from Grunkenmeyer or Allen, whoever, just happens to have the ball, and 2 field goals from Barker. Yes. That would never happen in this moment. Yes, that was what you would need to happen in order for Penn State to upset Ohio State.
Yeah, Murray, you're right. Like, pull out your trick plays, but they get way too gimmicky, and you know that. But it's like, sure, pull out your trick plays if they're going to work. But the gimmicky BS, man. And Murray doesn't mean the gimmicky stuff. He means dude, Andy Kotelnicki is going to lose this game. Okay, first of all, that's what's going to happen.
Right.
And I think if he loses us this game, which he probably will, and he loses us Indiana, I think he will be fired.
Yes.
Because the next guy is not keeping him. So let him go. Let Ty Howell take over the offense.
But
or Coach Smith. I mean, Coach Smith is an offensive guy too. He can take over the offense. He's going to run a Joe Paterno offense. Please, God, make the offense more simple. But Kotelnicki is such a clown that he can't do that. I don't get it.
But again, this is all Franklin. He decided to choose these guys, and they thought they were going to do something spectacular. I mean, what did we say? That this is his best coaching staff he's ever had? What in the world what were we thinking? Whoever thought that was true? I mean, seeing the results, it's like, my God, it's like the worst freaking coaching staff I've ever seen at Penn State. I mean, if Joe Paterno had this type of coaching staff, I think they would all be missing. Like, there's just no way
if he had this
talent,
man. If he had this talent, are you kidding me? My God, he had a 3-star linebacker when he came to Penn State, second in the Heisman voting. He had Kerry Collins, who I don't know what his ranking was. He had so much talent. You know why? Because he developed the talent.
Right.
Okay. John Carter was a 3-star linebacker when he came to Penn State. Mark Rubin was a receiver when he started at Penn State. He ended his career as a starting safety. A.Q. Shipley started his career as a D tackle. He ended his career as an All-American center.
Mm-hmm. I mean, okay, so here's a good analogy. I think I can throw this in too with Franklin. So think about each coach in the NCAA as an artist. Okay? Think of them as someone who paints, someone who puts something down on a canvas and makes it art. James Franklin may be the greatest sticker artist on the face of this earth. And when I say this, I'm saying he's not actually painting. He's putting the stickers on the pieces of paper, and he makes it look fantastic. Mm-hmm. But no one's going to take that artist seriously. As well as it looks on canvas, he wasn't actually painting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there are coaches like Urban Meyer, like Nick Saban, who take these guys and actually draw them out. Like, they put the stuff on the canvas. Franklin was just putting the stickers on the pieces of paper. Again, it may look nice. Like, the stickers may look nice altogether, but it wasn't him that was actually drawing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like, again, I always called him the Henry Ford of college football. He would push every button around him. He's like, I'm not good enough at this, so I'll put someone in there that's a button that I'll press. He was good at that, man. But this year, for whatever reason, Jim Knowles, a guy that takes a couple years to come in and establish his system, maybe he wasn't good at it, man, like the Henry Ford of college football, like, because Andy Kotelnicki is horrendous. Ricky Ronnie was pretty good. I think it was Donovan he fired when I was a senior. And then it was Yurcich, he fired him. I mean, like, he's got, like, bro, he hired Joe Moorhead. He hired Manny Diaz. I mean, he's hired a lot of great coaches.
Yep.
But when he misses big. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
Yeah, he was the Henry Ford of college football, man. Like, unfortunately, as much as I wanted it for him, it just didn't work out. But he was just a horrible game day coach. Dodgers won Game 7 to come up.
Yes, sir. Just saw the final.
Yep, just like what's it, Callahan?
Yes, sir. Tommy Boy. Love that movie to death. As soon as I saw that quote, I'm like, it's in my head now.
What was his dad's name? Was it Big Tom was his dad? Right?
Tommy Boy. Yes, Tom Callahan. Yes. Yep, Big Tom Callahan. Yes, sir.
Okay, so yep.
I could get a look.
Tell your ketchup popsicle while
sticking
we're
my head up a bull's ass, but I'd rather take the butcher's word for it. Phenomenal line. Love that line.
Yeah, man, that's a great movie, Tommy Boy. Chris Farley and Uncle Buck, gone too soon.
Oh.
But yeah, Jerrod. I mean, yeah, he relied on his coordinators, but then he would nitpick too. You know what I mean?
Well, dude, the thing they said about Franklin was he wanted a hand in everything that was going on. Didn't they say, like, I don't know if that was from this podcast or somebody made this comment that was like, the reason why he wanted to take the Penn State job in the first place was because they were going to give him control over every department. And it's like, they just could not apparently do what they needed to when he was constantly sticking his nose in everything. Like, they would not let the coordinators be the coordinators. And yes, from watching Terry Smith with these coordinators, you saw there was competent and good-looking plays from the field. And Grunkenmeyer, again, 2 interceptions. It wasn't a great game from him, but you take them away, the plays looked cleaner. They looked more fluid. Like, there was something about the way the game was moving that it was actually worth watching. Like, I very much enjoyed watching Grunkenmeyer command what they were giving him, and you saw like the whole game play out. But again, the defense and the play calling there was too many times where you just watched whoever run down the field, like, 80-yard run. I'm like, how did you let that whole happen? Like, one play like just ruins like that whole freaking drive. Like,
like we've had one game without Franklin so far. We haven't had a real coach in 12 years. And again, we're going into this game with a real coach and a new quarterback. But, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you. You didn't hear that, right?
I did not.
All right. So we're going into this game with a real coach. And we've only seen them play one game, okay? And again, they lost on the road by 1 point to Iowa. So the offense looked better, to your point. The offense looked better against Iowa. I watched that game. I was excited.
Yes.
Like my dad said in the pregame show, he said, that's the first game I've been excited for in a long, long time, okay?
Yeah.
I was excited because we have a real coach. You guys have to support Coach Smith. He's in a very hard spot right now. You have to support Ethan Grunkenmeyer because these guys are good at what they do, okay? The offense looked way better against Iowa.
They want to prove me wrong, go right the heck ahead, dude. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is going to happen, but the everything is pointing to this going down. Like, it just is. But again, could we very much surprise them again with maybe Grunkenmeyer making big connections with whoever? Like, again, I am not seeing like these big moments happen yet where it's like, you're not seeing the 30-yard pass to Pena. You're not witnessing any type of trick thing down the middle from Reynolds. Like, I understand you rely solely on Allen to do something because for some odd reason, Nick Singleton forgot his talent this year. I don't know what's going on with him. It's just, there's a lot of things that need to be addressed that it's like, can you do that with Grunkenmeyer? I would very much like to think you can, because again, the guy was the backup to Drew Aller, a 5-star. Normally when you get these opportunities, it can make it better. But again, you're talking about Kotelnicki's play calling that Grunkenmeyer has to make look great. Because again, it's all against sticker art, man. I just feel like that's what Andy Kotelnicki is doing as well. Like, you're trying to make art out of something that just is not there. Like,
All right, Katron Allen needs to rush for more than 103 yards. Gronk needs to throw for more than 200 yards. Yeah, so I don't think it needs to go that far, Murray. I think Katron should have 100, like at least, like you said, 130 plus yards. What, Jerrod?
I agree completely with Murray.
Yeah, 130 plus yards of rushing, and Gronk needs to have like a touchdown or two. And if he does have an interception, it just doesn't need to lead to. Oh, did Franklin go to freaking VT? Please,
I saw that. You just put Arctic Teeth to put it up. Yep. Was that real? Is that fake?
Why was James Franklin imprisoned, bro? What?
I say my phone would have blown up if I saw that.
Yeah, I don't think. All right, but yeah, okay. Sorry, I thought I missed something, guys. But yeah, you're right, Arctic Teeth. Yeah, he does. He needs to throw for 130 plus or rush for 130 plus yards. Now that we're talking about Penn State, everyone's coming in now. It must be the algorithm or something, man. They must hear us what we're saying, and then YouTube pushes it out. But yes, 130 plus yards rushing, and if Katron does have an interception, you know he can make some mistakes, but the thing is, like, it just can't lead to points, which it probably would. So, yeah, you're right, Murray. Like, you're right, Murray. But we're not going to be perfect. The Pena missed catch was a killer Saturday. Sat 10 rows back from the sideline end zone from that play, but loved the effort from Coach Terry and Gronk. Yeah. What's up, Arctic Teeth? James Franklin to VT. I hope so, because that means that we paid like no buyout, and he's going to go there. They'll put a statue up of him. He's going to be mediocre down there, and then as soon as he plays a decent team, he's going to get absolutely trampled. How hilarious would it be if we beat Ohio State the first game he's gone? Well, first of all, man, they would win this year when it means absolutely nothing. Well, they could go 8-4, and like that would be like the greatest 8-4 team ever, honestly, because they beat Ohio State, Indiana. You know what I mean? So,
well, dude, I mean, they beat this team this week. That would definitely be something you will remember for a long time, no matter what the outcome of the season is. That would be one of the greatest signature wins for this particular team. The ones that Katron and them have been through, that have caused it to go through all the years of Ohio State, Michigan, and Indiana now. I mean, Oregon. Like, they've always had to suffer the fact that they're 10-2, 11-1 guys. And again, if it were to be the end result, if they were to win this game and they don't show up against Indiana at home, I mean, would it erase it? Not completely, but it's just like, well, you had a great moment. And then Indiana just comes in and just mauls you down 45-20. Like, I don't know. There's a lot to be said about momentum, especially with a team that has gone through as much headaches and as much like just murkiness and like they're lost in space kind of issues with the whole season. But yeah, you win one big game like this, it catches on. And dude, if that were to happen, like if we were to see back-to-back victories against Ohio State and Indiana, dude, and you went 7-5 or something like that, that would be to me the greatest 7-5 team I've ever seen. Like, but again, the problems that you had this year when you looked as bad and inconsistent as you did, and guys, I'm sorry to say it like this, but I said it many other times before. Drew Aller never proved himself. Never did. Never. I don't care if it was the play calling. I don't care if it was James Franklin holding on to him for too long because he was a 5-star guy. He never showed himself. Never. I think the Oregon game is probably the only time I think he really, truly showed up. And people say, well, what about the USC game? If you don't have Tyler Warren in that game, you do not have that win.
Well,
Tyler Warren was a huge reason why you had a lot of success, Mr. Drew Aller.
To go off of what Murray said. Yeah, by the way, guys, if you're not a member or if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, like, share the video, like, subscribe, share it with your friends. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on post notifications, by the way, too, guys. I guess that'll help you know when we're on. Do that so that you know that when we come on. One thing we're running into is we try to keep these episodes, like, I love being on here for 5 hours. I don't care. But one thing we're running into is people come on later on. We're about to hop off. So if you turn on the post notifications, then you'll know when we're on and you can come on early. But Jerrod and I will talk. Yeah, we'll keep talking. But yeah, we also have memberships and super chats and stuff. So if you want to support us there, do so. But it's great to have you guys in. Penn State cannot become one-dimensional. 100%, Jerrod. Like, going off of what you just said, I honestly, Murray, I don't know if we can be one-dimensional because we don't even have one dimension. So
you have to have one, like, at least to get.
What is our one dimension? But go ahead, Jerry. Continue your point. Sorry.
But no, I mean, in the end, what would make this a different subject matter? And you bring up the point. Yes, it's like I keep forgetting that. Yes, this team does have a different head coach. Yes, this team does have a different quarterback. And from what I saw from Grunkenmeyer, even though it wasn't good statistically, the game looked a lot cleaner. And I'm not saying that he'll have the cleanest game against Ohio State, but I do feel more comfortable watching Grunkenmeyer with the ball than I do Allen.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sorry that he got hurt, and it really sucks that the career is going to be defined by this injury, and because it never happened. He came back for this year to try to win a championship, and that happened. And it's unfortunate as heck. And I hope the kid has a great NFL career because, dude, just because you didn't have a good college career doesn't mean you can't do something in the NFL. Like,
I like hope he does, but at the same time, I don't hope he does because he was an absolute train wreck for us. It wasn't totally his fault, but my God, man, he was a total bust. You know?
Yeah.
Jerrod, there's no way. He has all the intangibles, but there's no way that he would end up being a good NFL player. There's no way. How would that happen? You know what I mean?
Well, dude, I mean, listen, NFL coaching is a little different than NCAA, in my opinion. And the way they draw up schemes and the way they get people in the right situation, I mean, I think that it can happen. It has to be the right team and it has to be the right coach.
By the way, I just saw this commercial. It was called Sidelined 2, and it's on Tubi.
Okay.
It looked like the worst commercial. It was like that's like one of the worst commercials I've ever seen in my life, and that show looks absolutely horrendous. It looks like All American on Netflix. I watched that show for like 10 minutes once, and I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I had to turn it off. I'm like, is this real? Like, it was so bad. But they went for like 4 seasons, I think. But anyway, sorry, Jerrod. Go ahead.
No, but like with Grunkenmeyer, I just think that the team looks better, dude. I think that Terry Smith did everything he possibly could to keep this team close. Like, they did show up against Iowa. It wasn't like, oh, this was a blowout. They had no business being on that field. He had them ready. He did. It's just in the end, I think they had the ball too long, or like did Iowa have the ball and they scored? Is that how that worked? I'm just totally blanking on the Iowa game.
So they got the ball back and he had a long run. The only guy that did anything for them all night had a huge long run, and then they ended up. I think it was like a passing touch. I don't remember, but I was like blinded with rage. Going to be a tough football weekend between PSU and OSU. Yep, absolutely, Jordan. The hype did. Aller's best games he had. Yeah. It probably will haunt the Blue Jays if they lost.
That I had a feeling that's where he was going with. That's where I thought he was going with that. The run game is our one dimension.
Yeah, he does need a good coach, man. Danny O'Brien is, my God, I hope they let him go. Worst fan base, and their coach is not humble. Ohio State, I would think. Oh, 2 plays, 75 yards. Yeah. That's what happened, Jerrod. Go ahead, Jerrod. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, what?
Again, there were like moments in that game where all you had to do was button things up for 4 plays, but it was always that 3rd and 8 or whatever. And then the big run came from the guy for the running back. I can't remember the kid's name, but they just had 3 or 4 big plays that sustained the drive, and then we ended up losing the game because we couldn't stop it. Like, a lot of things it was unfortunate, dude. And again, you're talking about first time coached under this guy, first time with, Grunkenmeyer is the guy who ran the plays and was the leader on the field. I mean, yeah, Gronowski, thank you, man. Yeah, it's just we're going to have to see a couple more games to see what this team would look like with all these guys. And I'm not saying that we're not going to be prepared for Ohio State, but it just seems like we're going to have to really figure out how to get those turnovers. I just feel like that's going to be a big thing for them. If they're going to win this game, it has to be some sort of pressure or make Sand do something stupid or what's the running back's name for the Ohio State?
Bo Jackson.
Yeah, it's the same. So Jackson needs to have a fumble or something. Like there needs to be disruption from the defense. Like these guys have been making a lot of mistakes, and that play calling has made them look even more inept. They need some sort of showing. Like they need to have some sort of confidence go their way. If they're going to have any chance to win this game, dude, they need to find some fire in the belly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to have a problem being prepared, man. Again, like the spread, unless it's one of those things where Gronkmeyer is just totally dominated, bro, and like he can't get the ball off. I think they cover the spread. Like if they give him time and Katron can run the ball and the receivers give some effort, I think our defense will be fine. Okay. Again, we have a new coach. So I think they cover the spread and I think they keep it decently close. And I think Ohio State leaves this game thinking like, damn, I mean, maybe we're not as good as we thought we were. I think they cover the spread, man. I think it goes a lot better for us than everyone's considering. So that's what I think. Because I still have confidence in our defense. Jim Knowles, Terry Smith is going to tighten, he's going to tighten that defense and offense up like a freaking what's the stuff that goes on a drum? He's going to tighten that up like a bass drum, bro. Like, he's not letting that stuff go anymore. Like, he's not. I mean, I just think it's just going to be better. He's had this is his third week with the team. He's had one game. That's it. I think they're going to look better than we think, honestly. That's what I think. And between Gronk and Coach Terry and our defense, like the talent we have, we still have the same roster, guys. You know what I mean? Talented roster. I think we're going to look better.
Again, I think we're better with Grunkenmeyer over Aller.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he did burn out. I think he's just absolutely clueless about everything. And he just wanted money. So, James Franklin. Penn State is fifth in the nation against the pass, so that's working. Yeah. Yep. I think Ohio State's defense will run through our ass more than our run game will.
Again, no linebackers. But
I don't know.
That's a big problem.
Jerrod, do you think that Penn State will regret firing James Franklin in the future?
No. No.
Bet $20 they don't cover the spread. Take it.
I'm just saying, based on how the fan had reacted through like these last several years, dude, if the only way that they would regret it is if he were to go to North Carolina State or something like that and they win a national championship with that team. Like, that's the only way they'll regret it. It doesn't matter if he goes to a big name team and they somehow make a push in the playoffs and get all the way, but they don't win it. No, they're not going to regret it at all. Like, knowing that he did everything he could to make this team prolific or with his recruits and everything, but they never got to the national championship, I don't think it ever will happen. No.
Wait,
good
say
riddance.
that again, Jerry.
Good riddance, my man.
Say that again. Yeah, dude. There's a better chance of seeing like I said, there's a better chance of seeing a pig fly outside than James Franklin being a comprehensible football coach. Bet 20. Take it. Oh man, dude. I don't know. Like I don't want to bet $20, dude. By the way, Murray, member up, man. Of all people, member up.
Yes,
Seriously.
please, man.
Of all people. Either way, you're welcome, brother. But of all people, I think you should member up. I don't see any improvements on offense or defense. Best you can hope is limiting the damage. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean. Seriously, I'm not living in some fantasy
That's why
land.
I'm saying 38-10. That's why I think it's going to be 38-10.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a perfect score. I think that's a perfect score, a perfectly reasonable score. I don't see any improvements on offense or defense. Best you can hope. Yeah, concerned with D-line and linebackers. Dude, okay. Andy K better not pull an Andy K. Andy Kotelnicki is he is bro, Andy K is a Temu Mike Yursich. That's what he is. Yeah, you're right, Jordan. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't understand the whole. First of all, I think coaches, defensive coordinator, should be standing on the sideline. Okay, instead of talking through a freaking walkie-talkie, you look like an idiot. Okay,
I agree.
You're not hunting white-tailed deer. You're calling a defense. Seriously, like, why are you using walkie-talkies and you're in a booth? Stand on the sideline. I mean, like, I don't know. But Jordan, yeah, you're right, man. Like, that's probably because of the damn walkie-talkies. That's why they're doing that. The defense fell apart completely without Rojas. Yeah, I mean, 100%.
That is unbelievable, though. But see, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's another point too.
That's another thing that falls on coaching. If Rojas was the only thing that you had to rely on and you didn't have a backup, that's on coaching.
That is absolutely pathetic. Yes, 100%, Jerrod. That is absolutely pathetic that if Rojas went down, when he went down, I'm like, dude, we're good. He goes down and like we implode totally. Yeah. I mean, we have Dakari Nelson, Keon Wiley. We have good young linebackers. And like, my God, you lose one guy. It's not like Tony Rojas was like this. It's not like he's like a Paul Posluszny or a James Laurinaitis of the old days where like
linebacker too?
Just this Dan Connor. Yeah. Just this outstanding like talent. Like he was really good. My God, you shouldn't implode. It's not like he was like they made him a big piece of the puzzle apparently, and they didn't prepare for the fact that maybe he'll get hurt. It's like Franklin would be at VTech. Good luck.
I hope it's UCLA.
By the way, Virginia Tech fans in the comments last night, they were like, "That would be a home run hire, VT." I'm like, listen, I understand why you're saying that, but please understand what you're getting. The guy is a clown, okay? Murray, good to see, man. He'll member up. All you guys member up. We'll have some exclusive content. And again, one thing I want to do with this podcast, it's always going to be no filter. We're going to keep it respectful and professional. Well, respectful. But we're going to answer all your comments. I love talking to you guys. And the membership side is just to have like a exclusive episode like once a week and, just read the benefits. But there are people that have been asking me how to support us. And that's why I want to make the membership. I'm going to answer all you guys. But if you want to support us, please do. It's greatly appreciated. If Grunkmeyer and at least one wide receiver like Howard can have some sign of a connection developing, then that's a win in some life. It's so true, man. That's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, bro. Like Wizard of Oz. You're going to see the wizard. And then you look behind the curtain and he's just pushing buttons. That's our passing game right now. Hopefully that happens. I'm still in school or I would become a member. Don't have to find it. That's all right, Arctic Teeth.
Yeah.
It's all right, brother. Yes, they need to be on the sideline. Their best assistant should be in the booth.
That's I like that.
Hey, Murray, how about this? Definitely still member up if you plan to, but if Penn State covers the spread, you gift Arctic Teeth a membership, and if they don't, then I gift Arctic Teeth a membership. How about that?
I like
How
it.
do you like that, Murray? I'll either either you, okay, so again, if Penn State covers the spread, Murray gifts Arctic Teeth a membership, which means he gives $5 membership, and then I give it to Arctic Teeth. And if they don't cover the spread, I gift Arctic Teeth a membership. How about that?
You got
nice.
it.
All right. So Arctic Teeth, either way, you're going to be a member. Yes, they need to
Very
be on
good,
the sideline. Yeah, exactly. Their best assistant should be in the booth. Yeah, dude. Like I don't get it, man. Like, I'll go to high school games, right?
Yep.
And bro, I'll be in the stands, and people are like, why is he doing that? Like, that kid sucks. Like, this is high school games, man. They're like, why is he doing that? What are you doing? And I'm like, listen, go down on the sideline and stand there and see how much bigger everyone is when you're standing right in front of them, okay? It's like, why is he doing that? I don't know. Maybe because this guy's 6'4", 220, and he's barreling down at you, and he's about to knock your freaking head off. Maybe that's why he's doing what he's doing. I mean, it's totally different when you're on the sideline, is my point.
Yeah.
Whitetail Buck has more sense than Knowles at this point, being aware of his surroundings and what's happening. Like, he's basically in a tree stand with a freaking walkie-talkie. That's what he's doing. Losing Rojas reminding the Steelers losing Watt. Well, not just Watt, but Ryan Shazier. I'm telling you, man, if Ryan Shazier doesn't have his career ended, they might win a Super Bowl. He was that good.
It was a definite what could have been. It was,
bro. He was a Hall of Fame. He was a Hall of Famer, man. 100%.
Yep. It's true.
Because when I was watching that game, I had the flu. I was like dead sick. I was on my deathbed, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm laying there on a chair like a recliner. Just my eyes were down just watching the TV because I had no energy. And I saw that happen. And at first it happened. I'm like, dude, he's fine. And even Tomlin said he thought that. He's like, he's fine. Because who was it? Arthur Moats?
Yep.
Or number 98. What was his name again? Williams?
Yep. I think, yeah.
So he was like freaking out. And Tom was like, dude, he's fine. He didn't comprehend how bad it was, which is, I get it. Like, you would never think someone would be paralyzed. And he talked about that play. Not to get off on a tangent, we'll come back. But
no, I get you, bud.
He said he wanted to test out the new tackling regiment, which was like going in, I don't know, something with your head up or something like that. He was like messing around when he did it. And then he got paralyzed. Like, it's crazy how that happened.
Yeah.
If remainder of the year is pain, we can all celebrate. We will not have to have Franklin. Yeah,
it's true. It is a good point. Very good point.
Bet. Which gets better first? Our wide receiver development? Bro, our wide receiver, even if Kobe Howard goes off and has 4 touchdowns, like, that's better for him. As our wide receiver group. Guys, you don't got to do that. I appreciate it, though. I'm humbled. Yeah, man, we'll do that. But, Murray, you got to member up, too. Yeah, Vince Williams, you're right, Jordan.
Yep.
I still want an answer from an interviewer asking Franklin, why do coaches refuse to even make a fly-by-night adjustment like when he cost us?
Oh, that was such a nightmare. Burnout. That 2017 Rose Bowl will forever be the worst.
Neither gets better.
I've ever seen.
Here's the thing, man. Like, if Brian Hartline is a serious candidate, because I also heard, speaking of the job market, but so when Chris and I were on here last, Matt Rule was still in consideration. Then he signs his extension, so he's out, which is good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. It was his job to take, and he lost it because he lost to Minnesota. That is absolute clown world stuff.
It's the truth.
But Mike Elko is getting a lot of heat, like in terms of he's a very serious candidate, Mike Elko. And Brian Hartline is also a very hot candidate right now. I've heard that Jeff Brom, that's still in the works, but it's kind of unlikely. Drinkowitz, for some reason, that's still a possibility. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but I just think it's either going to be Elko, Hartline, Haven't heard anything about Joe Brady, but I think that's still a possibility. Elko, Hartline, Joe Brady, and Braum. But I think the two hottest candidates are Mike Elko and Brian Hartline. Like, I think literally what it's going to come down to is dot your I's, cross your T's. It's going to be either Hartline or Elko, because Elko is very hot right now. Like, yeah. I've heard that.
Yep, I've heard that name.
Like, they are really, really. He's a hot. Like, he is a very serious candidate to be the next coach. Like, that's what I'm hearing. So nice, Murray. Nice. Nebraska the Foles. Bro, why? I don't get it, man. Why would you? I don't get it.
Does his wife like Nebraska? Like, I think that's what they bring up. Like, his wife did like Nebraska. So once you hear the wife's name come in, it's like, you don't have a say.
Here's the thing. Elko would be a perfect fit, right? But here's the thing. Elko would be a perfect fit, but if he left A&M to come to Penn State, what makes you think that he wouldn't do the same thing to us? You know what I mean? Like, that's – yeah. But, yeah, burnout. Biggest risk of Hartline is in year one. Is any offensive coordinator job, giving him notches hit. Yeah, which would be counterintuitive to what Kraft said he wants. Yeah, so he brings elite recruiting, which I think would continue fully at Penn State. But that's the thing, man. Like, he hasn't totally run the offense yet. This year he did. There's been some, like, hiccups here and there, but Landon Tangwall, for example, he did an episode with I forget his name, but an Ohio State guy. Good content from the guy. He said, I mean the other guy, not Tangwall. Tangwall has great content, but he said that he would be worried if Brian Hartline left. So it's a lot of risk, a lot of reward. I think someone said too. Someone said that, I forget who it was. It might have been someone on here, but. Man, I would be really happy if he came here, but at the same time, it's like, you really don't know what we get. So which would be counter to? Yeah, it would be. Yeah, you're right. Texas A&M is hard to leave. Why would he leave there, dude, to come to Penn State? Why would you do that? I mean, they could win the national title this year.
You could.
I mean, they're that good. You know what I mean? They're undefeated, right?
Yep.
So I don't know, man. Like, but that's the thing. Like, if Hartline is a good young coach, it's not like he's going to come in next year and be like these huge expectations for him, bro. You know what I mean? Bring in some talent, and bring in some good assistants. It might take a couple years, but he's like a good project hire. At the very least, he's a good project hire. Mm-hmm. I'm more worried about him because the job is completely beyond his current. Yeah, and he hasn't really totally proven himself as an OC yet. So now let's say we win tomorrow, man. That's not good either, Yeah. So I don't know, dude. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. Like, it's insane. Between myself and the sources that I have, we don't know. Like, we honestly, no one knows, Urban Meyer is also out. He said he's not coming back. Nick Saban, for whatever reason, calls his wife Miss Terry, like she's his second grade teacher. And she said no, so I guess he's not coming back.
I guess
but him and Franklin are best friends, so he can go coach with him.
Yeah. So I guess I'll end it in the sense like my final point with this is that what you're looking for in Penn State is knowing that you have a very, very big, passionate fan base that is looking for the ultimate prize. So I feel like the best way to go at this is to find a guy that has a big personality, but not a big ego. Does that make complete sense?
Yeah, I think
I think you can have a big personality without a big ego, because I feel like the ego is going to be.
Well, who would that be?
I mean, that your guess is as good as mine. Like, I'm just saying, like, I feel like that's where you have to kind of go with this. Like, you're looking for a person that has the ability to get somewhere. First off, like, that's the thing. You've got to prove yourself. And what I mean by prove yourself is, like, when you play a team like Ohio State or a team like Indiana, whoever is the flavor of the month, like, at least make a game out of it and make either win that game or make the other team have to come back in the last play of the series to lose the game. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we are in the precipice of knowing that Penn State has a lot of recruits lost because of the Franklin firing. There's a lot of like questions about that. The future is a little murky as well. So whoever's coming in, you're going to have to kind of pull it all back in with like what we once had. So does that sound like Heartline? Yes. Does that sound like Elko? Yes, again. So my complete vote is probably going to go towards Elko. I don't know why, like you said, I don't know why he would leave Texas A&M, because it's a huge opportunity. At the same time, you know that proving yourself as a head coach, there's no greater place right now than Penn State, because again, we're talking about a university that is trying to be Ohio State, that is trying to be like in that conversation. We constantly put ourselves in that conversation. Doesn't mean we actually belong there. Like, just because you want to get stocks in AT&T doesn't mean that you need to start, going shopping at Neiman Marcus or whatever it would be. Like, you got to know how to get there first. Like, it's one thing to talk it. It's another thing to actually, walk it.
So Arctic Teeth, any other people besides Brian and Elko? So I'll read you exactly what I was told. We're in phase 2 of 4 right now with our coaching search. The candidates are fighting to get to phase 3. Bob Chesney, that's a great point, Murray. Bob Chesney is someone I think they should consider 100%, as well as Eric Morris from North Texas. Do not be surprised if one of those two guys, you hear one of those two guys, and Bob Chesney ends up being like, for the home run hire and this and that, and like Bob Chesney, I think would be a really, really good candidate. But Bob Chesney, Eric Morris, and then it's, from what I've been told, Brom and Heartline are the two candidates that are really fighting to get into phase 3 of the search. But Elko is such a big, hot name that, of course, he's also. But I think it's going to come down to like Brom, Heartline, and then maybe you throw in literally like a shot in the dark type of like name, and that's Bob Chesney or Eric Morris. But to answer your question, Murray, Bob Chesney should be also Jeff Brom, but he's not known to be a fan of dealing with donors. Yeah, see, dude, I just, like, you have to have a coach who embraces the NIL, donors, the portal. You have to, man. Penn State wants a national title. They have to win one. Like, there's no reason to not have a national title contending coach at Penn State. Jerrod, do you need to go, or are you good?
I'm good, bud, but it's at the same time I'm kind of shutting down.
All right. Yeah. You can hop off if you want, man. I'm going to keep answering some of these comments.
All right, bud. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for tonight's episode. It's been fun. Really great discussion, man. Thank you for having me on with this, dude. It was a lot of fun. So
yeah, absolutely, man. Talk the World Series, Pirates, and
we got a lot covered.
Post game tomorrow, guys.
Yep. So you have yourself a good one, guys. Take care.
See you, Jerrod.
See ya.
If Penn State wants to adopt this new college football arena, then the old guard who want a Joe Pa guy like Roll need to get their head out of the 80s and 90s. Yeah, exactly. That doesn't work anymore. The old school coaching works, but the old school approach does not work. Because that era does not work with today's players, NIL, etc. Otherwise, if you don't adapt and settle in and become Kirk Ferentz, yeah. We're really happy between last year and this year with the team, Mark. How does Penn State go from almost being in the Natty to being 3-4? So basically what it comes down to, in my opinion, is, again, James Franklin as a coach, absolute clown. Okay. He wanted an extension before this year, which makes no sense to the normal functioning human being. But James Franklin is not that. So he wanted an extension, which makes zero sense. And it crushed him, I guess. And he gave up on the team, man. That's it. Like, I've been saying it for years, fire Franklin. He's a clown. He showed his true colors when he quit on the team. I mean, it's absolutely atrocious that he did that, that's what he did. He gave up on the team. So that's what happened, I think. And he can't coach football. He tried to rely on so many different things to bring it together, and it just totally imploded. I mean, it's ESPN, but if you read the one ESPN article, there was a former staffer apparently that said that they're either going to win it all this year or totally implode. And they totally imploded. They almost lost to FIU. December 7th, circle that date because Big Ten championship game is December 6th. Later, Jerrod. Good night, Jerrod. Him asking for an extension was, yeah. So here's the thing. A lot of you guys don't know this guy on the screen, Alex. So I've known Alex for a long time. Met him in the gym. He knows a lot of behind-the-scenes information because he is a state college guy. Him and his family are heavily involved in business in state college area. And he knows a lot of like behind-the-scenes info. Now, I don't want to come on here and talk about like Franklin, his personal life, this and that. Like, I don't really want to get into that because I don't know. Like, that's just not something I really want to get into. But Alex knows a lot of behind-the-scenes information. But, yes, it was ludicrous. I know Alex has heard that as well. I mean, it's just one of those things where I think he just quit on the team, which is absolutely pathetic. So, yeah. I think that's what happened, honestly. But, by the way, guys, I was Marty McFly for Halloween, and I made that hoverboard. I think it came out all right, but it's going to be a part of my background now. So, I mean, that's like an iconic movie prop, a hoverboard. So, yeah, I made one myself. I was Marty McFly for Halloween, and now it's on the background permanently. So, I think it's a great addition. But I literally did it the night before I was supposed to use it, and I think it came out pretty well. Had some help. So, yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that was kind of like the end, honestly, for Franklin. He asked for an extension, and I don't know, dude. That's just pure Franklin right there. But that's what happened, guys. I mean, but anyway, left handing around. Yeah, dude. I hope so. If he could let us know what's going to happen tomorrow, that'd be nice. Penn State looked so good at Indy last year, man. Yeah, I mean, they just let that offense get away from them, Oregon. They could have won. And saying that he couldn't get it done. Yeah, I mean, I wanted it for him more than anybody, honestly. I wanted it for him more than anyone. I did. You know? I wanted it for him more than anyone because I know I think he tried, but his ego was just so insane that it just wasn't going to work. So it is what it is, guys. I mean, we move on. No matter what, I'll end it with this, okay? No matter what, Coach, from the top down, Coach Smith is a great coach to have right now. He's a real coach. Gronkmeyer is a better quarterback. Next year, we don't know who our coaching staff is going to be. We don't know who our roster is going to be. We don't know who we're going to bring in, who we're going to lose. We don't know who our head coach is going to be, staff, but the head coach. And we don't know what the stadium is going to look like in terms of support. It's all up in the air. But at the end of the day, I think Pat Kraft will make a great move. Whoever comes in, I think, will keep Terry Smith, which will help retain some of the roster. But then again, do we want to keep this roster? It's a James Franklin roster. Who's he going to take? James Franklin's going to poach players, 100%. He's going to poach players. So, but I think if whoever comes in keeps Terry Smith, we keep some of our roster, including our quarterback right now, unless the new guy wants to embrace the portal and bring in a portal quarterback, which I think is highly possible. So that's the situation we're in, guys. Be optimistic because I think we should be optimistic. Pat Kraft is a great guy to have at the realm right now. And I think whoever comes in, which to me is probably a Brian Hartline, keeps Terry Smith. They retain some of the guys, but he brings elite talent. And as long as he embraces the portal, we're going to be in a good position next year, and we're going to have something to be excited about. It's not like we got the death penalty or something. It can only go up, honestly. It might not happen right away, but it can only go up, honestly. I mean, Franklin is no longer the coach. So with Pat Kraft at the helm, dude, to me, it can only get better. Maybe not right away, but it can only get better long term to me. But a few things have to happen. Like Terry Smith should be retained. We should keep some of our roster, and we have to embrace the portal, and we need to get support from our alumni, our alma maters. How much does geographical recruiting links? So Drakowitz would be good with that. People say about Franklin's ties to Virginia and all this stuff, and he's 100% going to be coming at Penn State's neck. But he's still James Franklin, guys, okay? He can't win big games to save his life. It will never happen. It's not going to happen anywhere else. He is totally full of crap. He said he was shocked Sunday that he got fired. Bro, you're full of it. So do you think he'll do good at Virginia Tech? Yeah, I mean, I think they'll put a statue of him up at Virginia Tech because it's the ACC. He might win an ACC title. If the rest of the conference totally sucks, he'll win an ACC title. But he'll go to the playoff, maybe win 2 games, maybe. That's it. That's all he did at Penn State. He made it once. He won. He lost to Notre Dame, bro. Yep, 130 subs away, guys. Thanks, Hardik. I don't know if any ad has had to deal with a complete program turnover. Yeah, AD, the biggest capital expense. 100%. I challenge you to find an executive with that much strain on resources. Dude, the fact that he couldn't do that at Penn State, and he says, we're going to go win a national title somewhere else. He's saying that like he did it at Penn State. Bro, you're a clown, man. All right, guys. Thank you for commenting. Please like, share, subscribe. Turn on the post notifications. Member up if you want to. Support us in the chat. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you guys very, very, very much for commenting all night and supporting us and just being on here. And again, I love Landon Tengwall. He totally deserves, I love his content, I should say. I don't know the guy personally, but I love his content. He totally deserves all the success he has. He has way too many comments to answer every comment, and he does the call-in show. That's something that I don't think I would want to do. I just want to have comments here, and maybe have. By the way, if you're a member, we're gonna have where you guys can we'll add you to the stream, and you guys can come in and talk on here with us. I think that should be a member perk, but I want to answer every one of your comments, guys. I want to come on here and engage with you guys. And Landon, he doesn't do that, and he doesn't have the opportunity to. It's not that he's doing wrong. He really can't. So that's one thing that I want to do, is be able to engage with all you guys and answer your comments and stuff. So it was ridiculous. It was an absolute atrocious clown show of an interview, but that's James Franklin. The epitome of that coach is what that interview. It was embarrassing, honestly. It was pathetic. So, all right, guys, thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys tomorrow after the game for post game. Tune in for that. Murray, shout out to you for the membership and the super chat. David K, as always, came through. But yeah, Arctic, watch that game tomorrow, man, because you're gifted a membership either way. So I'll have to see how that works. I don't know if it's when you get the membership. I don't know if it's for a year or a month, but either way, you'll get a taste. All right, guys. Thanks, guys. Yeah, we're all watching the game tomorrow. Good luck. All right, guys. We'll see you post game. Have a great night. And try to get some rest. Later, guys.